today, so overindulging, well, starts right now. And let's be honest, I've had a mince pie every day since the beginning of December. Right, Dr. Amir joins me now for his tips for the festive period. And he's put on a Christmas hat. We love you, Dr. Amir. So, Dr. Amir, first things first, what is your ultimate Christmas hangover cure?
Okay, so you've got to remember that hangovers are caused by too much alcohol. Alcohol dehydrates you, it irritates your stomach, and it drops your blood sugars, and it disrupts your sleep. So if you wake up on Boxing Day feeling hungover, drink lots of water, have a nutritious meal full of vegetables, really, really important. And if you're feeling tired, have a nap. It's not rocket science, that will help with your hangover.
How do you get rid of that bloated feel? So we talk about overindulging, and again, overindulge responsibly, but how do you get rid of that bloated feeling?
Well, Christmas isn't Christmas, I don't think, until you're slumped on the sofa wearing your comfy pants because your jeans were digging in too much, I think. But bloatedness is caused by eating too much, particularly fatty food that slows down the movement of the gut, and sugar that ferments in the gut and causes a lot of gas. It's always a good idea to open a window, not just for COVID, but to get rid of some of that excess gas that might be floating around from people. But the way to get rid of it, the next day, if you're feeling bloated still, again, go for veg rather than fatty foods. Go for a lovely walk after your Christmas meal to help digest it. All really, really important. And aim for more kind of food like turkey and fish, less fat, more so than pork and lamb.
OK, right now, what we all do as families at Christmas is gather around, play some games. That can cause some tensions, but you think some of the tension is quite good.
Well, maybe not the tension. I mean, we can't have a game of Monopoly in our family without everyone falling out. But board games are good brain exercise. So it is good for you to kind of mentally stimulate yourself. It's better than watching the telly all day, even though there is good Christmas TV on. But try and take a break from that and do have some board games with the family. It's a good way to bond with your family, but that mental stimulation is really important as well.
All right. Now, obviously, this Christmas, a lot of people are going to be alone. What can we do to help them, or what can they do just to make sure they stay focused and alert rather than just slumped on the sofa for the whole day?
Yeah, it's tough for a lot of people. They might be alone because they've lost loved ones. They might be alone because they're self-isolating because of COVID. They may have chosen to be alone because they don't want to fight over the remote control and watch TV. But technology is so now that you can connect with people, much like you and I are doing here, Andy, over FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, all of those kind of things. You can open presents that way together. You can have your meals together. You can have all sorts of conversations. And the other thing is, if you know of anybody who's going to be alone on your street or in your neighborhood, do just knock on their door. You can stand outside, make it safe, and just have a nice conversation with them. My mum cooks loads of food, like lots of us do over Christmas. And she sends us all out with food parcels to people in the street and around our neighborhood. And actually, that's my favorite part of Christmas. Even though I pretend to my mum I don't enjoy doing it, it is actually a really nice thing to do. And all those leftovers, why not share them out with some of those lonely people?
Which is lovely, and it is about sharing, isn't it? And what about looking after our mental health?
Really important. Christmas can be so stressful for people. People descend on each other's houses. It can be overcrowded. It can be just really, really stressful. Try and find some time for yourself, whatever you enjoy doing. That could be reading a book somewhere just for 5 minutes, taking a long hot bath, just telling everyone you're having a break from it. And my favorite thing to do, and I would recommend this to anyone, is just go for a walk outside in nature and just kind of immerse yourself in nature. Look at the birds, look at the plants, look at the wildlife that's out there. That's me on my Instagram, looking at a beautiful sky and just listening to the birds, and being in that moment is so good for your mental health.
Dr. Amir, it's been great speaking to you every day this week. I just want to say, loving your Christmas jumper, celebrating all things NHS. Absolutely, yes. A really, really lovely jumper. On behalf of everybody here at Lorraine, we just want to say thank you so much. The advice you have given this year has been invaluable, and you always deliver it in such a clear and concise way. So thank you for being part of the programme.
Oh, well, thank you for having me in the